All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Q&A live stream number 51. It is approximately 8:15. Whoop. Okay, there we go. Hello, Dylan D. Jesus. Hello, Lenny AO3. And hello, Central Jersey Elevators and Trains MJ. How are you? So I think what I'm going to do is, by the way, Universal Studios shirt. Probably going to put my headphones on so I can. Really? Okay. Do you plan on filming videos? Oh, you started on Wednesday. Okay. So brand new YouTuber. This is your first time filming elevators? It's cool, man. It's probably gonna be a while till you film, but you'll be filming in the post-COVID pandemic. So there is a couple of things I want to talk about today, in regards to all the phases and stuff. And I want to go ahead and explain what's going on with everything in the area. That is a good question. There hasn't been an executive order just yet, but there has been a couple of other things that I wanted to go over. So, as of today, 5 regions in upstate New York are entering phase 2. Now, unfortunately, phase 2 does mean retail. However, malls are not in that phase, unfortunately. The interior malls, only exterior entrances of the buildings can reopen up. So only buildings with exterior entrances, not interior entrances. So that's in that. So phase 3 for those regions in particular is about another 2 weeks away. I was hoping that there's going to be some major announcement today in New Jersey, but there wasn't. It was about childcare facilities, I think recreational activities and sports can resume. I would imagine there's going to be some kind of announcement either tomorrow or possibly on Monday, in regards to all that stuff with malls. But I do believe that exterior entrances are going to be the first to open up. So New York, so yeah. No, I only support stores in my area in particular. Um, but actually today I was just on the NJ Warren Notice website and they put down Nordstrom's and Freehold, and guess how many? About 252 in their job at Nordstrom's and Freehold, which is just very sad. I don't know yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I personally hope Freehold can be saved, but I don't know if it's even savable at this point. I mean, June 1st is maybe 2 days away, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Hopefully they'll allow people in, but I don't know at this point. I think malls in particular. Yes, I think it's day camps, childcare, and youth sports can resume in New Jersey. And New York, I believe some counties in upstate New York are going to be going into phase two today. Long Island is still in phase one. Hey, Garden State Elevators, how are you? And New York City will be entering phase one starting on June 8th. And they were got hit the worst. So I'm not surprised they're the last region to unlock. So yeah, they will be starting phase two on June 8th. It is going to take a very long time for them to come back, but I mean, I'm not really looking to see anything in the city. I need the city to start opening up in order for me to go from New Jersey to Long Island. So it's critical that that at least gets into phase one as soon as possible. But yeah, so that's what I learned today. Connecticut, I believe they've opened up all their malls in Connecticut now, and I believe there's going to be a zoo that's going to resume on Monday, obviously with very restricted protocols. Yeah, whenever they enter phase three, I believe. Right now they're on phase one, which phase one I think they entered on Wednesday. So not this upcoming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday after that, I believe they will be eligible. Hopefully it will be fast tracked, but it all depends on the way things go. After phase two, it should be over, I think, in my opinion. But maybe phase two, I don't know, but probably phase three. I don't know which Nordstroms in Oregon is closing. I think they're looking. So I think what, according to the CDC, they say it's a hospitalizations which are down 14 days and 2 weeks, and all the regions have been following that. So each phase lasts about 2 weeks. So let's say upstate New York began May 15th. So May 15th was 2 weeks ago today. So now, 2 weeks later, because they're following CDC guidelines, they're entering into phase number two. So it's step by step, and I think the more baby steps that are taken, it'll be easier to have. I would say most hopefully a lot of it done and open before the end of June. Oh no, I think they are. Um, I think it's just taking a while for him to make announcements because he wants to make sure that it's kind of all in line. So I could very well see some announcements being made tomorrow and stuff. So they're going to make announcements here and there. So it is going to take time. But the problem is, see, the issue that I have is the fact that he waits a little bit too long. He's like, July 6th for camps, and it's going to be this far out. So it's a little scary. But, unfortunately, it's the reality that everybody in my state has to live with, unfortunately. Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the video. Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet on Sears layoffs, so we'll just have to wait and see. By the way, is J.C. Penney? I heard a really good update today. J.C. Penney will be releasing the 242 locations that they will be closing next Thursday, not this past Thursday, but the next upcoming Thursday. That is when the J.C. Penney list will be available. So all the answers for that question will be answered then, and I might even go over a couple of locations depending on which ones specifically are going to be closing. So. No, they're exiting Freehold completely. 252 people are expected to be out of a job once the Nordstrom's closes in Freehold, and it's such a shame, because it didn't have to be this way, but pretty much coronavirus killed that. Um, that I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I hope not. What's going to happen with the effort at this point? That I don't know. I think they announced it originally because they didn't know how long the crisis was going to go on. So I don't know exactly what's happening. I don't know. I don't live in Washington State. Are they? I didn't know that. Wow. I just think they really need to start opening up stores again. Honestly, it's because you know what it is. It's just bad to see that other areas of the country are starting to open up, and like we're moving so slowly. I mean, it's pretty bad in New Jersey, New York. I get it. We were the epicenter of the virus, but it's crazy. You got that going on, and then of course you got the whole thing with George Floyd. I think that was just hopefully justice will get served to Derek Chauvin. Yeah, I think that whole thing is pretty screwed up. I think what they did was bad with the whole thing. Listen, I get the right to peacefully protest, but it doesn't mean to start destroying stores and vandalizing cop cars. Listen, I get it. I get it. It's bad. You know, peacefully protest. You have the right to do that, but it doesn't mean to start going and destroying cars and destroying stores. Like we get the message. We get it. It's bad, of course. And I'm glad that the officer got charged with murder and he got arrested. So I'm glad that they did that. No, I've never heard of George Orwell. Interesting. Yeah, but I don't think Nordstrom's is going to do that. Are the protests getting smaller? In a way, yes, but I don't know. Oh, hey Matt, how are you, man? I actually just I actually just saw Hershey Park today. They're going to open up in July, which actually falls right into line with guidelines, so it makes sense. I don't know when in July. It's probably at this point, probably not till after 4th of July weekend. So they'll have a shorter summer season, but there's not really much you can do. So that's what I mean, that's what I think is going to happen at this point. I think they're going to wait till after 4th of July, and then I think they're going to reopen up the park at some point in the middle of July. So hopefully Macy's and Harrisburg will have the chance to run the liquidation sales. I don't know when. I'm sure they're going to be delayed at this point because of the whole thing with coronavirus, because eventually they do have to close Harrisburg and Comac. But I think everything's going to be delayed, which is going to help me out, especially when I do eventually go out there. But I'm not saying that's going to be. Well, yeah, I guess you could compare it to Hong Kong if you think about it. But yeah, I mean, listen, I get the right to peacefully protest. You can do that, but it doesn't mean going to destroy a Target store and vandalizing all businesses. Like, we get it. If you're that mad and that pissed off, yeah, peacefully protest and show signs. But it doesn't mean to start vandalizing police cars, vandalizing stores. And I saw people too. It was in this Target in the Twin Cities. They were literally stealing stuff off the shelves. I was just like, this is insane. And I cannot believe the protest got that far. You don't just steal stuff off shelves and just run out with it. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The whole thing is crazy. But I'm glad that the officer got charged with murder. I think that was something that needed to be done because that I mean that whole thing was not right. Like, what he should have done is he should have let go, and especially if he wasn't breathing, but he literally killed him right there on the spot. Like, ridiculous. Will capacity be cut? Probably at this point. That's up to you. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. That exactly sums it up. I mean, I think the whole thing is insane. It's something. It was just, I don't know. It was a whole nother level. I mean, you had that happened. Then you had the Michigan dam that flooded, and he still have coronavirus. So it's a lot of not so great things in like less than 2 weeks. I don't think so at this point, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's just crazy. I think by the time the second wave comes around, I don't think we'll have to go in lockdown because by then the hospitals will be better equipped. So I think this is, like I said, a once in a lifetime thing, and something like this will never happen again. We'll be much better prepared. So, no, absolutely not. Hey, John, how are you, man? Yeah, and you know what's sad too? Connecticut opened up their malls. Connecticut, they opened up their malls. So, I don't know. I see kind of a divide there at this point. You got a nice tan at work. That's nice. Garden State, I just wanted to let you know that what's it called? 90 degrees. Wow, that's crazy. I just want to let you know that NJ Warren posted a website note for Nordstrom's and Freehold. About 252 people are going to be out of a job by June 1st. So I think the whole thing is kind of crazy, but I don't know. I mean, it's just unfortunate I haven't heard anything about the store reopening, but like I said, it would be nice for it to open up one last time to at least have the chance to say goodbye, but I don't even know if that's going to happen at this point. So, guys, just give me 1 second here. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. My apologies. My apologies, guys. Okay, let me just go ahead and do that. Sorry, I'm like getting a whole bunch of notifications. So I don't know yet. Eddie Lampert rant? Not quite yet. We're not there yet. I think they were um, they were very like they were very. I mean, they were both very bad, but they were both massive destructions. So yeah, I got really tired. Hey Nate, Dodgy behind the camera, how are you, man? Um, but yeah, sorry, I got a whole bunch of notifications. So, but yeah. So what I think is amazing with just everything going on, it's crazy. I had to do, I know it was supposed to be Thursday, but it's today. I still have that event tonight, but um, I had a little bit of time beforehand to do so. So yeah, or if it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Oh, nice, a burnt out floor indicator. So I don't. Is Kmart and Avenel? No, I haven't heard anything yet. I'm literally checking Sears layoffs every day. I know, but I have another commitment tonight, so I am not able to do the live stream later on tonight. I might do it, but it all depends on how long this thing goes. New Jersey in particular. Yeah. Yeah, the George Floyd protests are pretty much going to be for a while, unfortunately. I mean, I get it, and you know what? Listen, I support it. I think they do it peacefully and they don't get in the way of things. I say go right ahead and do it. But yeah, I think at some point when things start opening up, because pretty much every day they're posting new at jobs.sears.com. That's where they're posting all the new store closings. So I'm literally just waiting for the new ones to come out. But I think first we're going to get news about J.C. Penney, I believe. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for Connecticut malls. I don't know if I have I'd almost have to take like a day trip there, and I mean, obviously, I'd have to wear a mask, but I'm thinking about it. Like, I might very well do it. I'm thinking about it, but see, the problem is the way to do the train is the train in Connecticut goes into Grand Central. There's not a direct train that goes into Penn Station. So, like I said, it's a little tricky to go up to Connecticut. As much as I'd want to go up there, it's a little bit tricky. Also, I don't have family, nor do I have relatives that live up there. So it just makes it a little bit harder when all your relatives are NJ based. I mean, Long Island at least I can do because New Jersey Transit and the LIRR both connect at Penn Station. So it's a little bit easier because I don't have to physically go outside into city center Manhattan. It's a little bit just easier because all the trains are kind of there in the terminal. So yeah. Like I said, they have not released the list yet, but I believe the list is expected to reach the internet by Thursday. I think they're finalizing it between now and by next week, and I think the list will get out. But yeah, 242, that's a lot of stories that they're going to be losing. So I think we are going to say goodbye, certainly to some in New Jersey. I don't know which ones are going to be affected. Rolling Acres Mall, that's a mall out in Akron, in Ohio, that became an Amazon fulfillment center. Yeah, Woodbridge Center is opened up for curbside pickup, but only curbside pickup. Like you have to literally make your order online and they bring out the merchandise to you and then you literally leave. Kind of the same thing they've been doing with restaurants. It's literally curbside pickup. That's pretty much it. What And for anybody who just said reservations for New York City subways and Long Island Railroad, that will not happen. There will be so much backlash. They'll just add more train cars. That they can't do reservations to ride public transit. That's pretty much um, backlashing people out who actually need the subway and rely on it. Unless it's a privately owned transportation system that's not funded by the government and funded by a private company, then no, they are not legally allowed to do reservations. So that will never happen because people, especially the essential workers, they need that subways if they don't have cars to get to the place that they need to work on to keep us afloat. No, Green Acres became an Amazon fulfillment center. Randall Park, I also believe, is going to be an Amazon fulfillment center. Green Acres that's been dead for many years. Green Acres. Yes, I heard about that. Eric Gardner. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty crazy too. That whole thing happened, and then the whole thing with Do you remember? Do you remember about the Eric Garner show? Yeah, that whole thing is crazy. The subways. That's a very good question. No, Sequest is just bad down there. I don't really care for that Sequest thing in the mall. Um, they shut down the subways to disinfect them, which is smart actually. And then they and then they're there for essential workers. But that's going to change once everything gets back to normal. No, I don't think so. Nordstrom's is going to keep their presence in Westchester County, I think. I don't know what's going to happen with Neiman Marcus though. That's a big question mark for right now. Hey, Mohammed Sonic Boom, how are you? That I don't know. I can't answer that question. Oh, minute on the news. Yeah, that's another controversy. There was a whole bunch of people protesting outside for that. It's because I guess they don't want the animal abuse. So, yeah. I have seen the Hong Kong protests. They are pretty crazy. Me too. Like I said, I'm waiting for when they're going to reopen everything, but it's not going to be anytime soon. But hopefully they'll make an announcement sooner than later. So yeah. I've heard about the pollution problem, but I think they're trying to get the homeless out of the subways now, which is smart. And that's why that was another thing. And I'll bring this up. You brought up a very good point. The reason that they did that was because the homeless would always sleep in there, and it was quite an issue with that. My apologies, guys. Something happened on my phone, and I had to fix it. So once again, I do apologize about that. So I'm back. So yeah. No, Sears and Roebuck has not closed yet in White Plains. That's one place I would like to go that I still have the chance of going to at this point. No, they have not announced when they're going to close that store at this point. The only Sears and Roebuck stores they've closed in Westchester County is Yonkers, which is Cross County, and Jefferson Valley. That was the other one in Westchester County, but the northern part at least. Yonkers was a shame too because that was an old John Wanamaker's building, and that had the old John Wanamaker's elevator, which is a damn shame that that thing's gone. I think the biggest loss this year is Macy's Broadway Commons. Tallest suburban department store in the United States became a Gertz, then it was a Stearns, and then it was a Macy's. Still very sad about that one. And then Nordstrom's and Freehold is probably the second biggest loss this year, which I may or may not even have a chance to go to. Like I said, for my house, the Freehold Nordstrom's is about an hour away. So, like I said, it's not the easiest place to get to. But if something changes between now and hopefully before June, I don't know at this point though. I will try and get to that store, but again, I don't know at this point. Not yet, only essential. They have not changed that policy yet, but I'm sure that's coming soon. Interestingly enough, also to this week, they opened up the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with reduced capacity. So that's certainly a sign that things are getting to a somewhat back to a somewhat normal level. Thanks. Be safe too. I don't know yet. They have not listed it yet for that one closing. Rockaway, I would definitely go to because that's a classic Otis Lexan. Jersey City, yes, because it's an Otis Series 1, and Hackensack, hell, I'm pretty close to that store, so I might as well just go see it. Because, I mean, those are the last three in New Jersey: Rockaway, Hackensack, and Jersey City. After that, there's no more Sears and Roebuck stores left in New Jersey. I don't know. Well, actually, recreational, yeah, because that's considered essential to get fresh air. So that's considered essential if you take public transit to go to a park and you go sit with your friends. But most parks that people go to are typically nearby their houses. I don't know yet. Like I said, I don't know yet what's going to happen with Lord and Taylor at this point. They've said that they're still getting inventory, so maybe the liquidation sale is going to be slower than expected. I think they just put it out there because they didn't know what was going to happen. So it could very well still be happening, but probably a much, much slower process. I think that's what's going to happen. So yeah. But even that's a huge loss, that Hayden Company building. That's one of the last Lord and Taylors with the Burlington to ever exist. And once that goes out, that's it. There's no more Lord and Taylors with the Burlington. So I will definitely go to Macy's in White Plains if it closes because that's a classic Otis traction. It'll probably be a group of stores, honestly. Like they'll do one group and then another group and then one final group. So I think it'll be a group of stores. I think it is going to ultimately happen, but I think it is going to be group by group by group. So, but because I think they're a small chain, they're going to do it at a very much slower rate. So I do think it is going to happen this year, but I think they're going to, because you can't, truthfully, you can't put liquidators in all 38 stores at a time, especially with all what's going on right now with coronavirus. You'll have to do it at a much slower process. So I don't know yet what is going to happen ultimately. It all depends on what happens in the next couple of weeks. I don't know yet. I don't know what that means. Macy's 1999. 1967. I don't know yet. No, I haven't. Me too. I wish malls were successful too. Steinbeck, Boscov, 1990. Is that is that Lehigh Valley? I don't know which mall that is. That has a Sears and Roebuck from 1967. Now Boscov's. Is that? It's definitely not New Jersey because Sears only has 3 stores in New Jersey at this point. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Is it? I don't know. Is that Willow Grove or Oxford? Oxford? No, I don't know. Which one is that? Or is that one in Doylestown? I don't know. I don't really know my malls in Pennsylvania that well, unless it's Lehigh Valley or Harrisburg. Hello there, Alex. Alex, elevator fan. How are you? Oh, Colony Center, Albany. Why did Lord and Taylor close in Woodbridge? It closed in Woodbridge because of the acquisition with Leeds Hotel. I don't know about Boscov's freehold. I don't. I think just last call. I don't have any family or relatives, and plus, I don't think Albany is in phase two yet of reopen. The capital region, at least, is not in phase two yet. So no, I'm not making the trip there. Will Neiman Marcus close all their stores? Probably not at this point. I mean, I don't think so yet. We'll wait and see what happens, though. No, I wouldn't necessarily say they would restrict it. They don't. I don't think they restrict it. No, that's like Brooks Brothers. That's the kind of place. Excuse me. Wow. That would be the kind of place that would not be too great on elevator filming in particular. So, oh, I think that's a long ways away. It's not banning, but it's not banned. It's just not really recommended. That's not banned. What's banned is going in like into a mall. That's banned. You can still travel by air if you desire to do so, but if you do so, um, you just have to know that you're required to, I believe, self quarantine for about 14 days. So they're trying to get that down, hopefully. Um, I think it's just because they don't like it when people come in with video cameras. I don't know. I guess they see it as just suspicious activity. Yes, the mall at Short Hills is an expensive and upscale mall. Although I just heard something got stolen there, like over 5K worth of supplies. So it tells you how much that this lockdown is really has overstayed its welcome. Look, I get why it was done. I get it, but now it's just people need to get back to work. It's just about how much longer can we keep it going on for? Target in Minneapolis is a big mess. Yeah, I mean, I saw the vandals. I mean, they were vandalizing self checkouts, but literally people just stealing stuff from the stores and not just caring whatsoever. It's sad, it could very well happen in this area, which it scares the living crap out of me. Like my area could become the next place where people just protest and start destroying and vandalizing crap. Like I'm scared that that might very well happen. So, but I don't know. Well, I don't think there's any two-level targets in Minneapolis, I don't think. Yes, it does have a lot of parking garages. So there's the green, there's the yellow, there's the orange, and there's the teal. Lots of garages in Short Hills. From what I heard, just exterior entrances. I think they're going to pull the same thing that New York is doing. Malls, stores with only exterior entrances can reopen up, which makes sense. Don't get me wrong. Um, but I don't know. I think honestly, guys, I think the lockdown has really overstayed its welcome. I think, look, I get it. I get it. I get why it was done. Look, nobody, everybody had to give up April. That was like we had no choice. It was we had to give up April. But now May, maybe it's the transition month, so I'm hoping more things will happen in June. That's definitely true. It's probably one of the busiest elevator systems in the world. But probably an even busier one is probably the elevators at like an Apple store in New York City or like a Microsoft store or one of those trendy stores. I don't know these days, but yeah, Macy's is definitely busy. Bloomingdale's, Saks Fifth Avenue, Lord and Taylor, but we all know Hudson Bay destroyed that store. Yeah, I think everything will align. So I think it is going to happen in July. I think June, we didn't, I was a little bit unsure, but I could see July being a reality. And to tell you the truth, Joe, it's probably going to be after 4th of July weekend. So yes, it'll be a short season, but there's not really much we can do. This literally hit everybody like a meteor. And pretty much there was major disruption to everybody's life. And we are now in a situation where we're starting to slowly ease the restriction and getting everything back. Yeah, it did. Wow. Will Candemonium? No, I don't think so. Probably mid-July at this point with Candemonium. Traffic in the mall. Wow. So I just saw on the news, the U.S. has officially cut ties with the WHO. I will be honest, I support that. And you know why? Because China screwed us over with this whole virus. I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad they cut ties with the WHO. So, Ohio. I think New Jersey today announced another 131 deaths, but not that bad of an increase though. It's it's going to be a while till it goes down. New York, I believe, announced another 67. So New York, it is definitely going down like significantly. So, but it's nice to see New York finally in the double digits, and it's not increasing anymore. Yeah, yep, four different colors for the parking decks, and yes, probably mid July at this point. It's probably going to be after. It's probably going to be after Fourth of July weekend. So maybe I don't know, maybe somewhere between the 10th and the 17th. No, I don't have any plans to go to Philadelphia at the moment. I don't really have plans to go there. So yeah. Yeah, I'm back. Oh, nice. Happy anniversary to them. I don't know the exact amount, but you can take a look at the COVID-19 website and you can figure and that's all up there, literally all the data. I don't know the exact amount of people who've died in Canada, but I know right now the major coronavirus hotspot is Brazil at this point. So it's definitely spreading south, which is scary, like Mexico and Brazil. It's yeah, 1 week from today. That makes sense. Target, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I don't think so because it's. I don't think they destroyed the whole city. I think it was probably a particular section of the city. I don't think that they would just destroy the entire city. That would just be horrible. That's like Hong Kong. It was probably a particular section they destroyed the target in, but I think at this point it's probably temporarily closed. Oh, nice, good. I'm glad that's pretty good. Walk in ordering in Philadelphia restaurants. That's really good actually. Nice, nice. That's good. Glad to hear. I think outdoor seating for a while, I think is going to be the new norm. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the list, so I cannot say yes and I cannot say no at this point. I'm waiting for the list, and then I will probably explain the locations in New Jersey and New York that are going to be closing. Sit down for outdoor. Yeah, that makes sense. Outdoor seating, as long as the tables are socially distanced. So it'll be a while for indoor seating, but that makes sense. I'm glad that they're going to start introducing outdoor seating. Yeah, they're probably going to do that at Teterboro Landing. I would imagine they're probably going to do some outdoor seating in front of the BJ's Brew House, IHOP. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how. Yeah, how would you do that with an IHOP restaurant? I don't know. A well, no, that restaurant's definitely done. They're probably going to have to do. Well, Sonic is there. Yeah. So right now they're going to be in yellow, so they'll go to green. I don't know why. TK ISIS, those have been gone for a while. Those have been gone for a long time now. But yeah. Hmm. Okay. I don't know. I'm bummed about that too, but not much I can do. I can't answer that question. I don't think they will because they still have to empty out the inventory. So it'll probably be about a week or two before they enter liquidation sales. It's probably going to end at some point in August. So I want to try and go at some point in July. Once the park opens up, obviously, I'm not just going to go out there aimlessly for a Macy's department store. That would be a huge waste of time. I don't know yet. No, I don't think so. They're doing pretty well. The TK Andoras. They're not bad in the Marshalls and the Burlington. They're not bad elevators at all. But the exterior stores at the malls, at least around here, are probably going to be some of the first to reopen with obviously reduced capacity, probably face mask requirements, and all kinds of other stuff. So that's where I'm probably going to start going to malls again. And then eventually, I'll ultimately get on a train, go out to Long Island, and see what I want to see out there. And then worry about the next major store closure. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, at some point in July, I'm gonna try and go. That's ripped out completely. That's gone. The Schindler is gone. It's completely gone. They ripped it out completely. It's gone. The whole thing is gone. Which I'm glad. That thing was a piece of junk. They got a solid. They got a solid replacement for that. It's quite possible since they're outdoor malls. I don't think so right now. Oh, okay. All right. So if you guys have any last minute questions, I think we're going to wrap this up. Like I said, I have that commitment pretty soon, and I'm eating dinner. So yeah, Lord and Taylor is going into bankruptcy because of the coronavirus. Correct. So yeah. Bye, Dylan D. Jesus. So like I said, any last minute questions? I'll wait. I'll go, when we get to the 1 hour mark, I will end the stream. So if you have any last minute questions, like I said, now would be the time to go ahead and type them up and put them in the chat. When is your commitment starting? Soon. I have to eat dinner first, though. So yeah. Okay. Any last minute questions? Got about another 40 seconds here, guys, and then we are going to end. Bye, Alex Elevator Fan. Thanks for coming. Yes, especially the Short Hills one. Absolutely. That speaker was very cheap. So exactly. Absolutely. I don't know yet about Freehold, but yeah. So guys, everybody have a wonderful, and we will see you guys on Monday for coronavirus update number 20. That's it.